Well, welcome back to Little Bit Wrench. I'm Trenton, as you probably may know, or may not know. It's been so long, I might have forgot my name. I think it's going on, what, about 2 months? Yeah, well, we put a couple shorts on here or there, but it's been a while. Obviously, the last videos you would have seen was bringing home those tractors from the big tractor estate I bought. I still got all those tractors. Still like all those tractors. Some have been more of a pain than others, but I still have good tractors. But it's been so long since I posted a video because we had a hard winter, and then we went into a wet spring. So it seems like when we could do anything, it was full bore on equipment, trying to get stuff ready of what we thought about we wanted to do all winter. And YouTube kind of took a back seat to that. Actually, we were... probably 2 weeks ago now, we were at a tractor pull, and I had one of my buddies, he's an older guy, he came up and said, I watch your videos on YouTube, it's how I keep track of what you're doing. And I said, yeah. He goes, now why haven't you been putting them on? I said, well, stuff's been busy, He says, well, why don't you buy 20 antique tractors that haven't been running in 25 years plus, and say you're not busy. So, yes. That does take some time when everything you do, you're fighting with a tractor. But, as you can tell, I'm standing in the building of all Allis tractors. This video is about something. As you probably saw from the thumbnail, we went down to Saegertown for their spring gas up. And down at Saegertown, us at Little Bit Wrench, myself, we sponsored a class down there. So, thank you to... let us sponsor a class. It means a lot. And we went down there. It's a really good poll, good group, good club, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So we go down there, try to participate, support the club as much as possible, as long as it isn't raining. It's a long drive to go in the rain, you know what I mean? And it seems like that's all it's done this spring. So we went down there, and let's see, what did we take? We took this 45 right here, the Lite 45, and then over in the corner, I can see the stack right there. We took the CA. So I pulled 2,500 and 3,000 with the CA, and then 35, 3750, and 4 with the 45. I'm not going to tell you how it did. You're going to have to watch the whole poll, and you're going to find out. But it was a good day down there. Beautiful weather. Just want to thank everyone on the track, everyone who puts it on. You know who you are. You spend the days there before, you spend the days there after, just like every tractor pull we go to. The day help is one thing, but the setup and the cleanup after is a lot. So thank you all for doing that, and I guess I'll stop talking and let you start watching. Stay tuned for the end of the video. You'll see the flyer for the whole, what the show has going on this year. They're featuring a good color this year, I'll tell you that. Anyways, stay tuned.
Puller, Gavin Hesrick, on a 1948 Farmall A. And that might not be original paint, but it sure looks good, nice and straight. My father-in-law had a Farmall A, and they're a nice little tractor for cultivating, and they used to spray with it. So even my wife is capable of driving an A, so that means maybe we'll get one in the future. Anyway, Farmall A, get ready for the first pull.
Where's our cable? Huh?
Yep.
Good pull, that A was just a digging. And keep on going, I like it. Distance 93 feet 10 inches. Gavin, your distance is 93 feet and 10 inches. Okay, that was a nice pull. I like that Farmall boy. He was digging that track up. Keep on going. Okay, next up, Bill Strong.
Very good.
Nice pull, Bill. Boy, you found some traction there on that old ollie. Distance 153 feet, 10 inches. Bill, your distance 153 feet and 10 inches. Good pull on that old ollie. Hopefully we'll see this tractor come on back for our summer show, Allis Chalmers. I believe we have a pretty good turnout for those folks. There's plenty of them around. So once again, Trent Empke on a 1954 Allis Chalmers C8. Sounds pretty strong. Yeah, Trent, a young Ford already got that body English going. I like it. Little digging at the end gives him 161 feet, 6 inches. Trent, your distance, 161 feet and 6 inches. Good pull. Dave Campbell getting ready to take that 52C down the track, Super C. He's not prejudiced. He's got some John Deere's that he pulls too. But Dave Campbell, Farmall Super C, 1952, sounding strong. Nice bull, Mr. Campbell. 214 feet, 6 inches. Dave, your distance, 214 feet, 6 inches. Great bull. So watch out, Dave. She's coming to get you. I like that that little two-step that our flagman has there, he had to kind of jump all the way. That Farmall was coming after him. She means business. Oh, hey, figure this out. Kendra, nice pull. Your distance, 214 feet and 5 inches. Mr. Campbell had 214.6. Kendra comes in at 214.5. Wow. Doesn't get much closer than that, folks. Nice job, Kendra. Hey, looking up next here, we got Gavin Hendricks on a 1948 Farmall A. You know, I like these old tractors, folks. This one's built in 48, and it's in really good shape. It doesn't matter where it's freshly painted or if it's in its work clothes, but nonetheless, these old buggers, they come out here and still do a good job. So best of luck to Gavin pulling that Farmall A. Okay, distance there and even 126 feet. Gavin, your distance is 126 feet even.
Good job. Okay, for Dave Campbell, distance 151.11. Dave, your distance is 151 feet, 11 inches. Good pull. Like I said, we got Coach Durfee, that's Scott Durfee, on a 1953 Farmall Super Speed.
Okay, Scott, your distance is 205 feet, 5 inches. This is different manufacturer. This is Mitchell Humes on a 1953 Massey Harris 22. Okay, good pull, Mitchell. Your distance is 210 feet, 0.9 inches. Again, Mitchell distance, 210 feet, 9 inches. Okay, Trent Dempsey's coming back on his 1954 Allis Chalmers CA. Looks like a fresh paint job. A little extra weight there, and he's ready to go. Okay, this tractor has the square engine. 4-inch bore, 4-inch stroke, 201 cubic inches under that hood. Boy, she looks good. Only rated at 12 drawbar horsepower, but I think you'll pull a little more 12. Okay, Trenton, your distance, 199.7. Again, Trenton, your distance is 199 feet, 0.7. Okay, this tractor also features the square engine, 4-inch bore, 4-inch stroke. The displacement listed here, though, on this book is only 100.5. And on the Allis, I thought it was like 201. I don't know. Nonetheless, 4x4 John Deere M 2-cylinder vertical. So this M sounds a little different than the predecessor. So let's sit back and see what she's going to do. No M in work clothes. The John Deere 40 came out after this, and it's still a 4x4 engine, 100-inch displacement, but it's rated at 17 raw-power horsepower, so you might have upped the RPM or something. Always making improvements. Okay, got what he could out of that. It sounded like it might have been missing a little. Front end coming up, and this distance will be 159 feet even. To a two-cylinder, the bore on that 4.6 by 5.5, and you can hear just a pop down the track. Okay, Terry, your distance is 97 feet even. Terry, your distance, 97 feet even. It all goes up to 1936, and I didn't make it over the 100-foot mark, but nonetheless, I wouldn't mind pulling that tractor. Glad he brought it out here today, and it was an unstyled piece built in 1936. Okay, this Allis still supports a 4-cylinder vertical engine, and his bore is 3.3 stroke 3.5, and rated at 15 raw-power horsepower. But back in the day, they rated him a little light, but this was, of course, after the Nebraska test, so it should be pretty accurate at 15 raw-power horsepower. Nonetheless, built strong, always brings out some fine-looking equipment, and by golly, that's a sharp-looking tractor. Nice pull, Bill. 287 feet, 8 inches. Bill, your distance, 287.8 inches. Okay, Allis Chalmers, 3.34, 4.1 stroke. Rated at 30 raw-power horsepower, 43 on a belt. Boy, a lot of farmers have them on the farms to do a lot of work. My father-in-law had one also. I'm sure it did plenty of work for him. Okay, Brittany Waisley on this tractor in its work clothes, and it's ready to do some work. WD45, built in 1953. Back to the 3,000-pound class. In third place, we have Mitchell Hughes on a Massey, distance 210. Second place goes to Kendra Derby on a Farmall Super C, distance 214.5. And in first place, Dave Campbell, also on a Farmall Super C. His distance was 214.6. Can't get any closer than that, folks. Good job, folks. No place drinking this breakfast. On that 22 gas, Hey, strong pull, but you're at 282.8. Brittany, strong pull there. Your distance is 282 feet, 0.8 inches. Good pull. Looks like Jason are working close, and let him tear down the track. Let's see where he ends up. Okay, folks, it's time to squeeze in our sponsors here. We have Bordeaux Sugar Shack. Bordeaux Sugar Shack. He's sponsored the 2,500 pound class. Wilson Hardwood, they sponsored the 3,000 pound class. And Lawn Records also sponsored the 3,500 pound class. Okay, Mike, your distance is 273 feet even. Once again, Mike, your distance, 273 feet. Okay, backing into the sled, we got Jason Hetrick on another Farmall Super C, narrow front end, 1952. Jason Hetrick on a Farmall Super C. taking that Farmall down for everything she's got. Distance 205 feet 4 inches. Super C. Boy, there's a lot of Super C's out here today. This one was built 1950. Little different front end there. Narrow front end. It's got a grill guard there. Looks like it's homemade. I'm sure it serves some kind of purpose. Gary Craig, 1950. Farmall C. Some more of our sponsors. This one's for the 3,750-pound class. We got HCEA. 4,000-pound class. Our sponsor will be TNL Eno Milling and Tire Service. We want to thank all you folks for sponsoring our classes here today. This just in, folks. Gary Craig voted in as the tractor driver that has the most fun. Gary Craig, tractor driver, has the most fun. You have a conversation with him, and he's just a laid-back, nice individual, and he comes out here, and by golly, he sure does have fun pulling them tractors. And maybe we'll see him out here later on a John Deere. So, no prejudice there. He'll take any color. Okay, Gary, your distance is 198 feet, 11 inches. Gary, your distance, 198 feet, 11 inches. Okay, good pull on that Massey. Mitchell, your distance is 233 feet, 0.1 inches. Once again, your distance, 233 feet, 0.1 inches. Good pull on that Massey. Gary's been pulling here for quite a while, and he's pretty active in the club. So I'd like to thank Gary for the things he does here, and also for bringing a nice looking Allis. Once again, the sponsor for this racing class is Farmall. That's Farmall. Thank you for sponsoring the 3,500-pound class. bringing that front end up at the end, paid off, got a good distance. Gary, your distance is 287 feet even. Gary, your distance, 287 feet even. You're right up there with Bill Sprong. But he managed to get 8 more inches out of the pull. So good pull, Gary. Okay, once again, Trenton Emke, 1955, Allis Chalmers WD45. Listen to that little bent wrench going down the track. Little snort at the end there gives them 291 feet and 4 inches. Trenton, your distance is 291 feet, 4 inches. Here in this class, in third place was Gary Desmeyer on an ACWD distance 287. Second place goes to Bill Sprong on an Oliver 66. This distance is 287 feet. And in first place, our last puller, Trenton Emke, distance 291 feet, 4 inches on a WD45. Good job, folks. Starting us off, we got Brittany Waisley on a 1953 Allis Chalmers WD45. Different strategy there out on the left side, and 2 coaches out on the track. Brittany Waisley, meaning business, distance 195.5. Brittany, your distance is 195 feet, 0.5 inches. Okay, folks, the HCAA, that's our folks up at the top of the hill, the pony chapter up there in machinery. So thank you, folks, for sponsoring. Okay. We got Mike Porter taking his sled now, Farmall Super C, built 1948, wide front end on there. Looks like she's in her working clothes, and I'm sure Mike needs business on her Super C. It looks like Mike will be coming back in a later class. Looks like he'll be set up some more weight. Right now, no, that's okay, looks like you got plenty of power. Gives you 172 feet, 3 inches. Mike, you're at 172 feet, 3 inches. Okay, Bill Sprung taking the sled. Oliver, 66, built in 1948. 49, excuse me, 1949. Diesel version showing 23 drawbar horsepower, and that's back when Oliver had the tricolor. That's a pretty sharp looking tractor with the green, yellow, and red. So Bill Sprung always brings out some nice equipment. Nice looking 66. One more tractor to go in this class. Okay, Bill, your distance is 195 feet, 5 inches. Whoa, we might have a tiebreaker here, folks. Bill, your... Okay, backing into the sled, Trent Emke on a 1955 Allis Chalmers WD45. Nice looking tractor here, Trent. Okay, I don't see it on my field, but what's a lot of hours and little bit red. Yeah, I just here on the W45. It's light, big mount on a tractor, little bit red. So we thank him for sponsoring. And by the way, your distance is 200 feet and 6 inches. Trent, your distance, hey, you did a good job. 200 even, 0.6. Okay, Gary. You did a good job there, mister. Your distance is 223. So right now we got Brittany Waisley coming back on the WD45 for a pull off against Bill Sprung. Not very often we get them this close, folks, so you're here on a good day. Last pull we had here, the Morrow brothers ended up pulling also 1 inch apart. So I'm sure they arm wrestled that one out at the end of the day. But nonetheless, this is a tractor pull, and we're here to have fun. And like it says on our t-shirt, remember, it's just a tractor pull. Oh, yeah, she's got a pumpkin on her shirt and she's tearing up the dirt. Brittany Waisley coming in at 99 feet and 10 inches. Brittany, your distance this time, they're trying to slow you down. Your distance is 99 feet and 10 inches. Good job, girl. Hey, Bill Sprung backing into that sled on an Oliver 66 tricolor Ollie, built 1949. So he's going to try to catch up to Brittany. Sit back, folks. Let's see what happens. Who you put your money on? Bill's wrong with the wheel weights there. You don't usually see that tight up on the front wheels, but that's his strategy. A little weight in the front there. Let's see what happens. Yeah, he swallowed her down and picked up a few inches there. Bill, you're coming in at 120 feet and 3 inches. Bill, your distance is 120 feet and 3 inches. So you beat Brittany by just 20 feet. Okay, once again, in fourth place we had Mike Porter. Our two third place pullers were Brittany and Bill, and on their second pull, looks like Bill did a little better at 120. Brittany came in at 99, and then in second place was Trenton Emke. And in first place, Gary Kessmeyer on an Allis Chalmers WD built 1950. His grand total. Okay, folks, you heard that is. He means business. We're looking at 37 12-mile horsepower. It's 4-inch stroke and 4.5, I'm sorry, 4.5-inch stroke. Gives him a total of 226 cubic inches underneath that wheel. Okay, Gary, your distance is 205 feet, 2 inches. Gary, once again, your distance, 205.2. Good, strong pull on that old turtle. I might be mistaken. I believe it's Porter Tractor. It might be a different operator. Nonetheless, 1948 Farmall first seed. the owner is Mike Porter. All right, so I just heard from our official here. This is Mike Porter Sr., and I heard a little chatter down on the track there, so looks like things might be heating up a bit. Boys are having some fun, so let's get to it. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody involved here, spectators as well, coming on out on this beautiful day. I want to point out we got Jim Bortles out there on a sled. He's just recovering from knee surgery, so he didn't want to monkey around with his tractor today, but nonetheless, he came out here to observe and helping out on that sled. So thank you, Jim. I think he's associated with one of those workers. Thank you. Okay, Mike Porter Sr., your distance is 195.8. You ended up with 195 feet, 8 inches. This tractor will say it's in a working clothes. It's not real shiny, but nonetheless, very straight, dirty tractor. Got a little coaching going on there. I don't think she needs it, but nonetheless, Dad's down there just making sure things are just right. And this Farmall H is ready to go. Nice, strong pull. Needed a couple more feet there, Carissa. Nonetheless, good pull. Distance, 193.10. Carissa, your distance is 193 feet and 10 inches. That was one strong pull. Boy, that Farmall sounds nice. Glasses. Here comes Jerry Humes on a nice, shiny 1953 Farmall Super H. Currently in first place, distance 217 feet and 1 inch. Jerry, your distance 217 feet 1 inch. Great job on that. Nice. Farmall Super C. Okay, 3 tractors to go in this class. Then we move into 4,500 pounds. Backing into the sled. Get back to an orange tractor. Trent Menton on a 1955 Allis Chalmers WD45. Up in the tower, we can hear no lack of power. Trent, your distance is 204 feet even. Trent, 204 on that nice looking Allis. Okay, 2 more pullers to go. We got Joe Grotto on a Farmall 8, and then Jason Patrick coming back on a Super C. Let's see what that little C can do with these boys up there. Okay, Joe working that Super H down the track, and it paid off. Distance 227 feet, 0.3 inches. Once again, Joe, your distance. Okay, our last puller is the 4,000 pound class. And once again, that'll be Jason Patrick, and he's on a 1952 Farmall Super C. Going into the 4,500 pound class, I see we're starting to line up. We're starting off with Gary on an Allis Chalmers, Brad on a John Deere, Donnie on an Oliver, Jerry Hume on a Farmall, Bill Sprung coming in on an Allis Chalmers. Oh, must have made a deal with a friend. Well, wait a minute here. We got AC88, so I'm sure he's on an Oliver, just a misprint. Anyways, orange or green, we don't care. We're here to have fun. Joe Grotto and Jeff Rader will finish that up on a map. So the last puller here is Jason Hetrick, Farmall Super C. Okay, Jason, your distance is 145.6. Jason, your distance, 145 feet, 6 inches.